You're at a fast food counter. You've just ordered something you'll regret in about 40 minutes. The cashier hands you a cup and points you toward the drink station. And there it is again, that glowing red machine, the Coca-Cola Freestyle. You've used it before? You know the drill. Pick a bubble, press pour, move on. But here's what you don't know. The moment you walked away with your Sprite cherry, that machine didn't stop thinking about you. It filed a report. It updated a forecast. It quietly influenced a boardroom decision 3,000 miles away. Today, we're going inside what happens on the other side of the screen. The infrastructure, the economics, and the corporate strategy that turns a soda fountain into one of the most sophisticated consumer intelligence systems ever built at scale. When Coca-Cola deployed the first Freestyle machines in 2009, they faced a problem that had nothing to do with flavor. The internet wasn't reliable enough. Wi-Fi coverage in cinemas, fast food restaurants, and sports arenas was inconsistent at best. A machine that needed a live connection to function couldn't depend on a landlord's router. So Coca-Cola built their own network, not a Wi-Fi patch. An actual proprietary communications infrastructure connecting every Freestyle machine to Coca-Cola's central back-end systems in real time. This was not a minor engineering decision. This was a telecom project embedded inside a beverage company. Every one of the 50,000-plus machines deployed globally sits on this network like a node. Each one is, functionally, a remote sensor transmitting a continuous stream of operational data back to Atlanta. Think about what that actually means. Coca-Cola did not just build a better soda fountain. They built an always-on consumer monitoring system and installed it in locations that see millions of visitors every single day, and then handed those locations the machine for free. Yes, free. The Freestyle machine is not sold to restaurants or cinemas. It is placed. Coca-Cola retains ownership. The location gets the hardware, the flavors, and the maintenance. Coca-Cola gets the data. That arrangement tells you everything you need to know about where the real value sits. Before Freestyle, a cinema stocking 8 soda options needed 8 separate 19-liter syrup canisters. Each one required manual tracking. Staff would physically check levels, estimate consumption, call or email a distributor, and wait for delivery. The margin for error was enormous. Running out of Coke on a Friday night was a real operational risk. Freestyle collapsed all of that into roughly 30 micro-cartridges. But the cartridge system is not just a convenience story, it is a margin story. The micro-cartridges that power Freestyle are proprietary. They are manufactured by Coca-Cola, distributed by Coca-Cola, and can only be used in Freestyle machines, which, again, Coca-Cola owns. The location operator cannot shop around for a cheaper supplier. There is no cheaper supplier. This is called a razor and blade model. The machine is the razor, given away for free. The cartridges are the blades, sold indefinitely at controlled prices. Coca-Cola did not invent this model. Gillette and HP figured it out decades earlier. But deploying it inside a data-connected machine that also monitors consumption in real time? That is a meaningful evolution of the concept. The machine knows when a cartridge is running low before the staff does. It triggers a restocking order automatically. The distribution center receives that order, schedules a delivery, and the cartridge arrives before the machine ever runs dry. Nobody had to make a phone call. Nobody had to check a spreadsheet. The machine managed its own supply chain. Coca-Cola does not publish detailed breakdowns of what the Freestyle network captures. But based on what is known about the system architecture, the data stream from each machine includes, at minimum, which flavor was poured, what time it was poured, how long the pour lasted, what flavors were selected but not poured, what sequence of menus the user navigated, and the current cartridge levels for every flavor on the machine. Read that list again slowly. The machine knows what you almost chose. That abandoned selection, the Powerade lemon you tapped and then switched away from before pouring, that is data. It tells Coca-Cola that a consumer was interested enough to navigate to that flavor, but not interested enough to commit. That is a different signal than a flavor nobody ever taps at all, and it feeds a completely different product decision. This is the level of granularity that market research surveys cannot reach. You cannot ask 50,000 people what they almost ordered for lunch, but you can read it directly off 50,000 machines. At the aggregate scale of billions of annual pours, this data does not just show which flavors are popular. It maps flavor preference by geography, by time of day, by venue type, by season, and by the specific consumer behaviors that correlate with trial versus loyalty. A new flavor that gets tried once and abandoned is a different product problem than a flavor that keeps getting mixed into combinations, but never ordered straight. Freestyle can see both. Traditional retail cannot. Not everything that worked inside the Freestyle machine worked outside of it. This is the part of the story that tends to get skipped. Coca-Cola brought 4 flavors to retail based on Freestyle data. 2 of them did not survive. Coke Cherry Vanilla, one of the most poured combinations in the machine's history, was discontinued in 2024 after demand in retail format declined. That outcome raises a real question about the limits of the system. Freestyle users are not a random sample of the soda drinking population. They are, by definition, people who sought out a Freestyle machine. In a cinema, in a fast food restaurant, in a context where experimentation is encouraged by the interface design itself. The bubbles on the screen, the playful menu structure, the sheer novelty of mixing your own drink. All of that creates a behavioral context that does not exist in front of a supermarket shelf. What performs well in a gamified, high-engagement, novelty-seeking environment does not automatically transfer to a Tuesday afternoon grocery run. Coca-Cola may have solved the data collection problem without fully solving the data interpretation problem. Knowing that millions of people mix cherry vanilla inside a Freestyle machine does not necessarily tell you whether those same people would reach for it on a shelf when they are tired and in a hurry and defaulting to habit. The machine is a lab, but labs are controlled environments. The market is not. In the mid-2000s, Coca-Cola integrated a mobile device management system called AirWatch into the Freestyle network. Before AirWatch, pushing a new campaign to a Freestyle machine required a full software update. The machine went offline during the update. In a high-traffic location during peak hours, that was an unacceptable cost. AirWatch allowed Coca-Cola to push small data packages to machines while they remained fully operational. A new flavor could appear as the first bubble on the screen. A promotional video could autoplay between selections. A seasonal theme could redecorate the entire interface overnight, simultaneously, across every machine in the network. This is called nudging, and it is more powerful than advertising. An ad asks you to think about a product later. A nudge places a product in front of you at the exact moment you are about to make a choice. The cognitive distance between the stimulus and the decision is zero. When Coca-Cola promotes a new flavor by making it the first bubble you see, they are not just advertising to you. They are restructuring the decision environment you are operating inside. You still choose freely, but the architecture of that choice has been quietly adjusted in Coca-Cola's favor. Thousands of pours of a new Halloween flavor, each one feeling like a personal discovery, each one feeding directly back into product development data. You thought you were experimenting. You were participating in a trial. Here is where most coverage of Freestyle stops being useful, because the honest answer is that the full financial picture is not publicly available. Coca-Cola does not break out Freestyle revenue in its annual reports. The gains are embedded in broader fountain channel numbers, tangled with distribution efficiencies, supply chain savings, and product development outcomes that span years. What can be estimated from public information is this. The machines dispense approximately 4 billion drinks per year. If you apply even a conservative 2% margin improvement from data-driven decisions, a figure consistent with what loyalty programs have demonstrated in comparable contexts. That is roughly $160 million in annual gains on $8 billion in fountain revenue. Over the reported 15-plus years of Freestyle operation, that number likely exceeds the $1 billion the company initially invested in the program. The supply chain savings are harder to quantify, but structurally significant. Automated restocking, predictive demand forecasting, and reduced distribution error rates across 50,000 machines represent a logistics optimization that most companies would pay considerable sums to achieve. Freestyle built it into the product. The flavors that succeeded at retail, Sprite Cherry, Sprite Strawberry, cannot have their Freestyle origin cleanly separated from their eventual profitability. Sprite Chill, a non-Freestyle product, generated $50 million in its first 21 weeks in North America. That benchmark suggests what a successful flavor launch is worth. Whether Freestyle-originated flavors match that figure remains unknown. What is not unknown is that Coca-Cola has continued investing in and expanding the Freestyle program for 15 years. Companies do not do that with programs that are not working. You walked up, you chose a flavor, you walked away. In that 90-second interaction, you generated behavioral data that will be aggregated, analyzed, and acted upon by one of the largest corporations on the planet. You did not consent to that specifically. You consented to a terms of service agreement that nobody read, in a location you did not control, through a machine you did not know was networked. That is not unique to Freestyle. It is the operating condition of contemporary consumer life. Your loyalty card, your streaming service, your grocery app, all of them are doing versions of the same thing. Freestyle just happens to be doing it with a cup of soda and a touchscreen in a cinema lobby. The machine is impressive. The scale is genuinely extraordinary. The engineering is real and the business logic is sound. But the next time you stand in front of those glowing bubbles, picking between Sprite Cherry and Coke Vanilla, know that the choice you make is going somewhere. And so, almost certainly, is the choice you almost made. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into company strategy. And we will see you in the next one.